of the Steering Committee, Women in Tech, board member of Group of Founders here in UAE.
Thank you very much. Welcome. Please. I think we're starting with a presentation by Mr. Masala, and then we will follow up with the panel. So, the floor is yours now.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Morning, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, and Excellency. We are here to talk about the Brazilian STI New Horizons. What we are doing in Brazil in Ministry of Science, Technology, and Innovation to change the matrix of finance to system of science, technology, and innovation in Brazil. We try to change the sense of the finance in Brazil to projects for science, technology, and innovation. Then what we are doing, we are creating structure to allow greater integration between public and private. In other words, we are creating conditions to partnerships and between public and private to finance STI projects. We are big source of funds to priority areas according to TRL. We defining some priorities as Your Excellency asked in the panel the anterior. Lead sources of funds to priority areas, bring 22 MCTI research institutes and laboratories. MCTI has a net of 22 institutes of research and development. We join all those units in a net. In each one, we put one PMO, project management office. Then we use this framework, putting in place the TRL, the technological readiness level, with the technological readiness level 1 to 3, where we can find more risks. We put money from government using in the universities, labs, and foundations. But after the TRL 4, we invite money from private to share the risk, to share the development, and create opportunities. Because we have people, we have researchers, we have ideas, but we don't have money to use all these projects. Then, basically on this structure, we join all the units around the country. We have 22 units working with different areas of knowledge. And we create some investment mechanisms. As we said, we are thinking outside the box. We are not using money from public budgets because we have some restrictions, we have some complicated legislation. We use ICT law, endowment funds, specific technological demands, tax incentive, RDI incentivized tax exempt bonds, and some financial structures from national innovation law. For example, foundations, social organizations, technological partnership, and IP, patents, royalties, and technological offsets. We have some funding priorities, as Paulo Vin said before me. Strategic, level strategic, we talk about some priorities. Satellites, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, advanced materials, graphene, yogurt, etc., production, Industry 4.0, agriculture, manufacturing, and in other sense, sustainable development, renewable energy, smart cities, and water, in the social, health, sanitation, and assistive technologies. For this priority of areas of research, we put this structure. We show we have many projects, we have a project portfolio, and we look for companies and funds to create some partnership with us. In this sense, we create partnership. In other words, we have projects that can observe the necessities of the companies and funds. We can create other projects, not exactly we have at the portfolio, but we create it in the sense of the necessities of the companies, of the interest of the companies. We have a project portfolio, and I have finance structures. What we are proposing is to use these financing structures to finance this project's portfolio with these partnerships. And we can change the position. We can using first the financing structures to form the project's portfolio and create this partnership. Then what we are wanting, we are inviting people, inviting finance, inviting company to be a Brazilian science and technology partner. And we create a platform that is on internet, that is Invest MCTI. You can look for that on this address, invest.mcti.gov.br. We have in Portuguese and in English. Here, we can find all the information about projects. Is the place where science, technology, innovations connected with investment. We can show all the possibility of the connection between innovation and investment. We can show what we are talking about. In Brazil, we joined 300 institutes of science and technology, 200,000 researchers, 360 incubators, and 13,000 startups for different areas of development and knowledge. In this site, we can select the area of interest. Some funding or some company can see these areas and select in what area I want to invest. What is this area that I want to develop? Then, after this, we can show all what financial instruments we can use for this solution or for this partnership. And after that, we can browse the projects. We can select any word, any kind of search, and then we show in the base of today, we have 264 projects structured using the information of PMI, the Project Management Institute, and can show what we are doing, in what stage we are, the value of the project, who is the responsible, who is the manager of this project. Then in this base of 264 projects, we can select one that I want to know more, talk with us in the MCTI, and we try to create a business model, a business project to build this partnership, using money and using knowledge, but creating a different idea, because we can build this new structure in Brazil or in other country and create some kind of other unity in other country and develop it together. Then this is our platform, and some institutions of the ministry that use our net of PMO, of project management officers. Then I invite everybody to know invest.mcti.gov.br in English or in Portuguese. And if you want something more, you want to know something more, contact us at the information at the top. And if you want, you can register and obtain more information about each one of these projects in our portfolio. Today we have 264, but we have the potential that in 4 or 5 months we can achieve 3,000 projects in this portfolio. This is our proposal. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Really, amazing work, reading your ecosystem and managing to put everything together from the research to the commercialization. And I really like the slide that you show the overall picture of this. But how can, is this only for private sector? Or do you have, for example, organization like us, international organization being part of this? And
at this point, we are talking about our institutes, about the units of research from MCTI. And we have many projects after the TRL 4 and 5. And we are trying to create some models that allow to use money from companies, from governments, from foundations, from funds. For each one, we have to build a different structure. We have some experience with funds in Brazil, with foundations, of national foundations. And here is the first place where we are showing this structure in this project. Then, if I can invite and can attract some structure or some funding, we create a structure different. As our colleague has said, outside the box. We can create a specific model for a specific situation. We can receive money and put in the unity. We can receive money, put in a specific fund of participation. We can use some foundation or some social organization in work together, or create some kind of PPP, private partnership. All these possibilities we have in our hands.
thank you. I think it would be interesting to, as you said, think outside the box and see how organizations like ours can be part of this ecosystem. Because for us, it will give us access to the whole innovation ecosystem in Brazil, or you would can give access maybe to also our ecosystem here, or also fund. It's just, I think it's very well designed, and I wonder if there's an international angle into it. But thank you very much for the presentation. I'd like to welcome also our second speaker, the staff, Chairman of the Steering Committee of the Women in Technology and other funds. I would love to know about the programs you are involved with in Women in Technology. We have a big program here at Sharjah Research and Technology Park. As a matter of fact, tomorrow we have an event for Women in Tech, West Peak East Women Leadership Conference. So we'd love to know the ecosystem of the Women in Tech in Brazil.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Happy to be here today. Nice meeting you, Your Excellency. Nice seeing you again, Miguel. First place, I would like to explain, I represent here the Steering Committee of Women in Tech and also the Board of Policy Investments. I happy to live in the UAE. I had the opportunity to visit in 2018 and 19 Brazil to look after all this beautiful ecosystem. I remember a conversation we had in MSP with your ex-secretary Julio Senegini about bringing investments from this region to the Brazilian startups. And one of the best things and main things that you were mentioning was financing and structuring, creating models and being able to develop solutions for bringing the money. Our pool of funds is going to be more than happy to collaborate with Sharjah and together maybe do something for the Brazilian startups. On the Women in Tech side is an organization non-for-profit in 30 countries already. We are very thankful for the support that Sharjah gave us all the time, the big events that happens here. Ayumi and Nadia. Yes, I am a new member. Yes. So the idea is we are bringing a big solution together, hoping to put it together in terms of assessment of sustainability and impact with technology. Our proposal is to bring the private sector, to bring private investment. We are proposing to start with a small fund of $10 million to support the Brazilian startups to come to the UAE. This conversation we had already since 2019. COVID has stopped us. I stay in the UAE and didn't come back to Brazil, unfortunately. But Women in Tech is putting together programs to empower women with technology, to train them into technology and trying to close the gap with sustainability and impact. All this, your new platform is going to give us the opportunity to link all these organizations, and we count with your support, of course.
Thank you very much. We're gonna have another event in November for Women Tech as well here, so almost welcome to attend. I know we have a few companies from our ecosystem here. I don't want to be only the one who took it. Anyone has any questions for our delegations from Brazil? Any questions? Anyone has any questions from our teams here? Okay. I think everything is clear. So, in terms of structural finance, I wonder if you had any engagement so far with the UAE counterpart on any specific thing you are working with them on this. I would be interested to know.
Well, our intention is creating the different models, putting money from our government in the basic research. And after we have some point of this TRM scale, we need other sources of money. But we can use this money in our labs with our people and with our researchers. Our idea is using all these possibilities to develop our this research and create startups. Then, when we create the startup, we can put some kind of shadow. One startup in our in one of our technological parks, and create a shadow in another place, another country. For example, if I can some money from Sharjah in one startup of our units of the research, we can create another startup here in this technological park. Then when the subject is finished, we can use the intellectual property or patents, share it in the two different companies and with our institutes.
Since you live in UAE and you are involved with the funding ecosystem and venture, what are the opportunities you see going forward?
Well, until last week, I've been the head of the crypto center at the MCC in Dubai. And during 1 year, I have experienced, I could say, almost 1,000 companies trying to come to the UAE and looking mostly for the same kind of things. Transference of technology, safe environment, and funding, of course. I happily found that Sharjah is an education hub, and this is something that we would like to explore more. One of the reasons why I left the crypto center at the MCC is because I would like to explore with the pool of funds the whole UAE as an opportunity. I consider myself half Brazilian. I had the opportunity to live in Brazil many years, and we would like to work with the innovation that comes from Brazil. In 2019, I had the opportunity to visit the innovation agency at the UAE. I found 422 projects in biotechnology ready and looking for funding. And UAE, I found private sector willing to invest into those type of opportunities. What we don't have is that bridge what you are building now. Because deploying the money in another country so far with all the rules and other laws is a little bit difficult. But the private sector, the private members and the families here that I am involved with are willing to do the investment. The other thing that we need is infrastructure. Government, like the whole work that you're doing, where we can deploy those resources in a safe and protected environment where the startups already were screened and they already went through a proper process of understanding what they really have. For example, this was already presented here for the leaking pipes, as well as you did it, Your Excellency. I already have like 2 potential clients for this. This is very important, and we are more than happy to bring this, and always with the social side of it, supporting women in tech for sure.
Thank you very much. I don't know if anyone from the audience has any questions before we also conclude the session. Any questions? So, gentlemen, if there's any closing remark or any point you want to say before we end, start with this and then.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity. But our idea is invite everybody to show our platform in this address on internet. And as you said, we are here to create bridges, to build opportunities with projects well structured, not with ideas, with model and templates from PI in one hand, and in the other hand, with financing structures that can be used with security when and sharing the profits of this subject. Because we are sure that if I want to attract money from our private sector, we have to show where this money will be used, where will product, and how can give some profits and each share these results. Invite everybody to show our platform and to talk with us in order to create some specific model, some specific structure. Thank you.
I would just like to say thank you. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for your presence. Thank you very much, and encourage everybody, each one on its own sector, to continue taking action. Because innovation is global, it's not on one or the other country. And money can go and flow around if we have the proper structure. So let's continue taking action for the benefit of both countries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I think with this note, I would like to also say thank you very much, Your Excellency, Mr. Ambassador, your team, to visit us here at SRTI Park, and also to start a new dialogue. I think relationship is all about human, and it's about connecting, and it's about building bridges, and it's about trust and confidence. And so far in the past, I would say, few weeks, we really saw a lot of Brazil. I hope that all of these visits will materialize into something on the ground. I think we have to be patient a little bit with ourselves, because what we are trying to discuss, I hope inshallah could be big for everyone, but we come from also different cultures, different language. We have to understand each other, but we have to understand how the Brazilian ecosystem works, the culture behind it, and the same thing for us as well. And that's what we'd like to ask everyone, to be patient with us. The innovation subject for us is really new in this part of the world. We are very good traders like the Brazilians and the Portuguese, but innovation and technology is something new. We are trying to learn how to have the right model for us. A model that will really give everyone what they deserve and what they can get as well. So together we would like to learn from you, and we would like to learn with you, and hopefully grow with you. And I hope that's what will come out of this session. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, again. Thanks to everyone who's been here. I hope you found the day fruitful, and I look forward to seeing you again. For those who live here, next week we have a very big event here on 27. We have the Middle East Africa Technology Transfer Summit. This is a summit that is designed for technology commercialization and technology development. I look forward to welcome you here. Thank you very much and have a good day. Enjoy your day. Thank you.
Mr. Hussein? Before finished, I would like to invite some guests here for the gift from the Sharjah Technology side. So I'd like to invite Minister Marcos Pontes, please come to the stage. The Ambassador Fernando Igreja, please. Ms. Karen Jones, please. And Mr. Rafael Solomir, in the name of the Árabe Brasileiro Chamber. And please, the speakers, I'd like to thank you for your participation. So,